Hi subscribers, this is Santhosh Kumar Kalaiselvan. Thanks for subscribing my YouTube channel Tharmangalam Santhosh Kumar, an initiative for sharing knowledge among students and working professionals for their career growth. Thank you all for your overwhelming response for my last videos. Stay tuned. Thank you very much. Hi all, good day to you. Myself Santhosh Kalaiselvan, PMP certified, and today we shall discuss about Hoshin Kanri Diagram, its usage and its benefits. And before we go for the session, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel Tharmangalam Santhosh Kumar. So today, what are the topics will be covered is what is about Hoshin Kanri and its explanation of Hoshin Kanri diagram and how to create a Hoshin Kanri diagram and a cartoon of Hoshin Kanri process depiction. And thank you. So with this now, like we shall enter into the presentation. Now, what is Hoshin Kanri? Hoshin Kanri is a Japanese tool, and Hoshin means direction, and Kanri means management and control. So this is a compass and needle management tool. That is what they explain in a Japanese language, and this is helping for many production and R&D companies for achieving their vision and mission projects. So now, like we shall go for how what is Hoshin Kanri diagram, and with this now, like I shall explain you the five-step process involved in the Hoshin Kanri diagram. Okay. So now, like the first process we go is like this is the direction. As I mentioned, this is a compass needed model management tool. This is the direction. You can see the four directions depicted in this Hoshin Kanri matrix. This is they shall call this as X matrix as well. So now in the first let me explain the quadrants. The first quadrants is the top level priorities or the projects which has to be executed. This will be coming under how and in the east directions to by doing these projects, what are the targets to be improved? This is in the east direction. So this shall explain or correlate with how much. And before we go for how far, so now the long-term objectives to achieve the vision or mission of a company, what are the long-term objectives that will be explained in the with the list of items in the what step. And annual objectives will be the short term targets within a year or within 2 years. So that is like how far step process. So all these process 1 2 3 4 will be correlated with each other, and this will also explain who will be responsible for the each and every the projects or the correlations which I will explain in the Hoshin Kanri diagram. So now you can ask me, by doing all these five-step process, what is your the derivative? The derivative is the company's vision or mission. Company vision mission. Company vision company vision. it, some companies they say by 2030 this is what my vision. So for achieving that vision 2030, we have to do this five-step process by performing this all these four X matrix. We can able to achieve this company's vision. Okay, so this will you can explain or I will explain you in a better way so that you can understand with the help of this Hoshin Kanri matrix. Okay, so now let us go for that Excel sheet. This is the Hoshin Kanri Excel sheet. As I explained you, north we have this top level priorities or objects. This is in the north direction, and the annual objectives and the targets to metrics to improve and the long term goals. Okay, so if I explain you with one example, I understand you can better sense this Hoshin Kanri X matrix diagram. Okay, so now you can see in the you can see this, what are the long term goals. Long term goals are nothing but the visions of the by for to that these goals will help to achieve the vision. Okay. So now so I will read it, some of the long term goals. Increase profit margin by 10%, gain market share to 30%. So I will enlarge the Excel sheet so that you can better understand. So now, gain the market share to 30%, improve cost customer satisfaction to 96%, decrease the cost of production and R&D cost by 25%, and create continuous improvement culture, long term goal. So these are the long term goals. Okay, so now what I will do is I will explain you with one example so that you can understand how it is, this quotient country matrix is helping. So now I will take one example. Okay, so now I will explain you this with one example of long term goal. Increase the profit margin by 10%. Okay, I will highlight this. Okay, so now to increase the profit margin by 10%. So now like, these are the filled documents. I will explain you how to fill it later. Okay, so now to increase the profit margin by 10%. So now for that you have to see what are the annual objectives to be achieved. Okay, so now you can see I have already pre-filled some annual objectives like increase profit margin by 5%. So you can see some quadrants has been explained, depicted here. See, this is a quadrant where it shows some four symbols, and what are the four symbols are prime explained here. Legends are explained here. Primary correlation, secondary correlation, tertiary correlation, and other correlation. Okay. So now I have to put all these correlations so that we can derive the this quotient country matrix diagram output. Okay, so increase profit margin by 10%. So here the increase annual objective to achieve the long term goal of 10% profit margin. You have to achieve the annual objective of profit margin of 5%. So this is a primary correlation. Okay, legend you have to update. So let's see what are the other annual object will help in increase the profit margin by 10%. Increase the market share to 25%. So this is a not, yes, obviously it will help to increase the profit margin by increasing the market share, but it is not the primary. So I will put this as a secondary correlation. And improve the customer satisfaction to 85%. This is not, yes, still it can do it, but this is, I can put this as a other correlation. Okay, and decrease the cost of production and cost and R&D by 10%. Yes, this is a primary correlation. Okay, so this I will put as a primary. By decreasing the cost of production, we can increase the profit margin. And so this is a primary correlation. I can put this. Okay, so train the employee in the continuous improvement methods. This also will help in increasing the profit margin, because continuous improvement methods are nothing but the lean and the other tool managements. By the lean management, you can improve the processes within the R&D and production, so that this can also increase the profit margin by 10% long term goal. So even though it is not a primary correlation, we can just put as a secondary correlation. Okay, so increase the employment engagement to 40%. This is a other legend. Okay, now you can, I hope you can put all these legends, how for this increase profit margin by 10%. Okay, now let's see, for the increase in the profit margin by 10%, what are the top level priorities or project has to be done. Okay, so now as I already put this correlation, you can see here. Now we shall do for one only one long-term goal, that is the increased profit margin by 10%. So this increased profit primary correlations are increased profit margin by 10%. Okay, I will highlight in yellow color. These are the primary correlation. So now we have to focus on this. Okay, yellow color, how it can be mapped or correlated with this program to increase the profit margin by 5%. Yes, this is a primary correlation. uh, uh, for this annual objective of increase profit margin by 5%, develop cost program and saving programs is this. So now some of the things, if you it is not related, mean you need not put any legend for that. Okay, so now develop growth strategies. Develop growth strategies, even though yes, it can correlate, but it is like a territory correlation. Okay, so now initiate customer survey process is not going to increase the profit margin by 5%. Implement a continuous improvement system and culture. Yes, it is related, but it is a territory. So automation of production lines and R&D project. Yes, this includes investments, and this will affect the profit for the short term, but it can yield the results in the long term. Investment in ISO and other QMS program, it will affect the cost for the short term, but it will in the, so I will leave this as blank, because this will not be able to correlate with the increase the profit margin by 5%. Introduce all employees to lean concept, develop a mentoring program. All these things are not directly. So only thing is develop a cost improvement programs and saving project for this annual objective. So now to decrease the cost of production and by 10%, yes, certainly this it is correlated with development cost improvement and saving projects. So this is a primary correlation. And develop a delivery improvement system is not correlated with this. Develop growth strategies is not correlated. Initiate a customer survey process is not correlated. Implement cost improvement system and culture. Yes, this is going to improve directly correlated. So I will put just primarily correlation. Okay, automation. Yes, automation of production line is certainly going primarily correlated, because this will decrease the cost of production. Okay, so investment in ISO 9000 and QMS programs, yes, certainly this is correlated, but it will not primarily correlated. It will be secondary or tertiary. I'll put this as a secondary. Okay, introduced to all employees to lean concept. Yes, certainly it is a territory correlation. And develop a mentoring program. Yes, this is not directly correlated with decrease of cost of production and R&D cost by 10%. Okay, so now you can see this these two yellow. This is the profit margin. To achieve this long-term goal of profit margin of 10%, we identified these two annual objectives are primarily correlated. From this, we are identifying this develop cost program are primarily correlated with the annual objectives, which is highlighted in the yellow color. So now these are the uh, top level priorities or projects which can help for achieving the long term vision of profit margin by 10%. Okay, so now this is explained. Now you can see I have explained you long term goals, I have explained you annual objectives, and I have explained you the top level priorities and projects. Now you can see, to perform these projects, what are the targets metrics to improve. So now I have mentioned some of the metrics like NCC1 cost, quality cost, supply chain management, inventory turnover cost, delivery performance achievement, and achieving the cost of production and R&D cost within some, for example, 1000 million INR, increase the employee management to 75%, projects of automation to 10 to 15 projects in R&D. So these are the things which I have updated as a metrics to be improved. Okay, so now let's see which are primarily correlated. So to develop a cost improvement and savings, by doing development cost improvement and savings projects, certainly we can achieve the inventory turnover by 14 tens, cost improvement in consideration with the logistics cost example and other KPIs. And NCC1 cost improvement is also primarily correlated, because these NCC1 costs are the incidents which is reported at customer. So this will be certainly affecting the cost of a company. So this is a cost improvement. This will come under cost improvement. And delivery performance achievement by 95% is not correlated, primarily correlated with cost improvement. And yes, you can see achieves cost of production and R&D within 1000 million INR. This is helping here for the projects, primarily correlated. And increase the employee engagement is not primarily correlated. And projects of automation, 10 to 15 projects in R&D, this is not going to help in cost improvement or savings projects. Automation, yes, it is, sorry for the wrong information. Yes, it can, but it is a secondary correlation. Okay, so now this I have explained you for develop cost improvement and saving projects. Let's see other legends. Implement a continuous improvement and system and culture. So continuous improvement is nothing but the implementation of lean and other improvement activities within a production and R&D. So let's see what are the improvement activities. Certainly not NCC1 cost, certainly not inventory turnover, certainly not delivery performance, certainly implement a continuous improvement system. It will improve, yes, continuous improvement system can improve the cost of implementation, but not primarily correlated. So I'll put this as a territory. And this one, continuous improvement will is applicable for UI paths for automations within R&D. So this is a primarily this continuous improvement system and culture. So this is not primarily correlated. It can be a territory. And so these are the things which can be coming under implement a continuous improvement system and culture. So these are only territory correlations for this legend. Automation of production lines and R&D projects. So here it can be directly primarily correlated with cobot implementation for the manufacturing locality. And for the automation of within R&D, you can see the UI paths for projects for automation. So these are primarily correlated. So these are the things which I see that these metrics are, if we do these metrics, sorry, I will since these are also primarily correlated, I will indicate this in yellow color. Okay. So now you can see to achieve increase in profit margin by 10%, you have to achieve an annual project objective of profit margin by 5% and decrease the cost of production and R&D by 10%. And also how you we will go for the presentation. This is what is the goal. Increase the profit margin by 10% is what, and how far. This is annual objectives. Increase the profit margin by 5% and decrease cost of production and R&D cost by 5%. And top level priorities are the projects. How it can be. This is how, by doing a development cost improvement and savings projects, and doing implementing a continuous improvement system and culture, and automation of production lines and R&D projects. This is how. And how much. By this can be done by achieving their NCC1 cost of lesser than 1 million INR and inventory turnover of 14 tons, and achieve the cost of production and R&D within 1000 million INR, and doing UI paths projects for automation, 10 to 15 projects in R&D, and implementing the cobot implementation in the presentation. So this is how we can done. So now the thing is, it will be done by who. Now since this is done until this how much, that is the fourth step. This is the, which is nothing but this target metrics. Who will do this? Finally somebody has to own this projects or objectives, annual objectives, or the long-term goals, right? So for that, now you can see the director of engineering. Director of engineering is responsible, primarily correlated with development of automation of production lines and R&D project. He is primarily responsible. And develop cost improvement saving projects, he is primarily responsible. Implement a continuous improvement system culture, also he is responsible. He is not that is responsible of, not the director of engineering. He is develop we can say that develop cost improvement and saving project uh, is you he is what we can say is this is secondary correlation. Okay, secondary correlation, because he is a director of engineering. He is not necessarily he should take a lead for cost improvement and saving projects. Okay, so but he is responsible for develop growth strategies, primarily correlated. Okay, and this he is not territory correlated with automation of production lines and R&D projects, and implement his other legends. Okay, so he is responsible for develop growth strategies, primarily responsibility, because his position says that he can take a lead in growth strategies. Okay, but um, the growth strategies is directly correlated with profit margin by 10%. We can see who can take a lead in the profit margin by 10% here. I understand that director of finance can take a lead here for develop cost improvement and saving projects. He is primarily correlated for this. Okay, and implement a continue automation of production line. So these are the things. Director of finance is can take a lead for this profit margin by 10%. So he is the responsible for the achieving the long term goal of 10%. So hope you can understand how we have used this Hoshin Kanri matrix, X matrix, to derive a vision of a company. Sorry, not a vision of a company. It's about the achieving the vision by performing this Hoshin Kanri X matrix. Okay, so I shall go for our presentation slides. Thank you. Now, let's see, after filling this Ocean X matrix, what are the activities done? Okay, I'm explaining this with a cartoon so that you can better understand the Ocean X matrix post this filling this diagram. What are the processes are involved to review the progress of the projects? That is the how it is evaluated by the management, and to achieve the vision of a company by 2030 in this case. Okay, so she is Marina. Okay, she feels that her individual goals are not in line with the organization goals. Okay, so now she is performing some of the goals. For example, now if she is given now let we have explained like profit margin, achieving profit margin. Okay, so for say example 10%. Okay, her is the vision of a long-term goals of a company, but her goals is not correlated with this profit 10%. That is what she feels. So now Theo explains what he is Mr. Theo. He is the lead of Martina, and he explains that there is one process called Hoshin Kanri. Okay, where your goals and I mean Martina goals will be related with the company's goal. So in this case, the profit margin 10% can be correlated by with Martina's goals. Okay, so now he directs that Mr. Henry directs Martina to use this compass needle management, which we have filled here. So he explains this is what the profit margin by 10% long-term goal, and whatever I explained you, annual objectives, we have to achieve all this decrease of cost of production and R&D by 10%, increase the profit margin by 5%, and automation of production lines, implement continuous improvement system, develop cost improvement and saving projects, and this is this she also explains how much by reducing the NCC1 cost and automating the projects within R&D. He explained her very clearly. Okay, so now with this compass needles management, Martina understands her projects, and she started working for the annual objectives of the company by doing the projects, which I explained here. She started working in cost improvement and saving projects and continuous improvement system culture and automation. She started working on that. So now the top management agrees for this vision mission for the year 2030. So by doing the vision and mission, a communist vision or mission of all these explained long-term goals is explained by to the each and every representatives who is going to. These are the representatives who are responsible person who are going to work on these projects. Okay, so this is explained. This is year 2030. This is our the timeline. Okay, and now, all representatives, like how I explained, the director of engineering, plant manager, director of finance, supply chain, director of supply chain, director quality. These are the responsible persons who have been given this task. Wherever primarily correlated, they will, for example, director of finances will work for development, cost improvement, and saving projects. So let us take Martina. Let us take Martina as the director of finance here. Okay, so she starts working for the development cost improvement saving project. He is Mr. Director of engineering. He will work for the growth strategy projects. Okay, so like that. So now the representatives will start working for these respective projects. So now to achieve the Vision 2030 breakthrough targets, which is nothing but these projects agreed with all the representatives, as I explained in the Hoshin Kanri matrix. Okay, so they say that this is year 2030. This is year 2030 which vision we have to achieve the by the organization. And we yeah, intermediary we are in 2023, 2023, 20 by 26, 2026. Sorry, I will erase it here. By 2026 we shall have a review of what are these stages of all these projects. Okay, so and representative starts of this, for example, now Martina will the director of finance will start working with the respective team members to for this cost improvement and savings projects. Okay, so each and every representative will work with the respective people, but Martina now she is unable to proceed on her project. Okay, so now what the top management seeks a letter from Martina why she is not able to do this project, develop cost improvement and saving projects. So now like top managements go through this document submitted by Martina and guides this is the management team. She direct and Martina seeks guidance from the management to achieve this project, develop cost improvement and saving projects. So now, by since management has guided for with by regular review of these projects, every projects identified here is found to be success. So this is what explained here. And representatives then they will start working through the projects with the respective team members so that they achieve this they can able to achieve this long term goal of all these goals. So, hope this session is helpful to you, and this Hoshin country will certainly help each and every organization to achieve their vision targets by performing this projects which has to be reviewed by the management at a regular period of time, so that the this long term goals, by achieving the long term goals, the vision is achieved. So thank you, and please subscribe to Tamam Santosh Kumar, and stay safe and have a nice day. Thank you. Bye.